Hello, sweet souls. This is your last reading of the day. So the second reading is all about the supermoon that we're getting ready to have. And what came to me is there was an expansion of light that's happening for the supermoon. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's what it's going to be titled. We're going to call on St. Michael. St. Michael, please transmute all negative energy to positive. Send toward myself or the viewer. We're going to call on the Holy Spirit, angel saints, spirit guides, and ancestors, and ask for a message for your greater good. We pray for truth and only truth for the greater good of the beautiful collective. So let's see. Let's get overall energy for this supermoon that we're having on the day that this will post. I'm pre-recording the day before. So what's happening for the supermoon, for the beautiful collective? What do they need to know for the supermoon? What's happening for the supermoon? Solitude and intuition, which came out in the first reading. You going into isolation so you can tap in with the higher realm, the spiritual realm, and get the messages that you need. 9, the month of September and the month of February could be significant. So let's see. All right. For the beautiful collective, what's happening for the supermoon? All right. Current energy for the supermoon. What do they need to know? Current energy for the supermoon. What do they need to know? Advice. Or sorry, I meant to say obstacle. I better put that back. Let's do it again. All right, what is the obstacle? What is the obstacle? If it's meant to come out, it will. Okay, what is the advice? What is the advice? What is the out? Oh, just hit my mic. I hope I didn't turn it off. What is the outcome? My apologies if I turn the mic off. All right. You're being blessed. This supermoon is bringing in blessings for you. There is in the current energy blocked messages. We're going to have to see what that's about. The obstacle is you are in solitude. You are in rest, rejuvenation, healing mode. So it's an obstacle for someone else. They can't reach your energy. The advice, someone is at a crossroads and they need to make a decision. The outcome, time to go. Either you are moving on or someone else is being guided to move on. So let's just see what we get. I'm going to use the gold deck. All right. Whew. Let's see. Message in a bottle. Why do we have blocked messages for the supermoon? Why do we have blocked messages? Somebody's feeling defeated. They're still trying to hold on to you, but they can't communicate with you, and it's making them feel defeated. Yeah, this is someone, it wanted to slide on its side. This is someone cold, detached. They could be very narcissistic because it wanted to slide on its side. This person's really frustrated. They're really frustrated because they can't manipulate you, they can't lie to you, and they can't communicate with you because you're focused on a passionate new beginning elsewhere. Some of you could be getting a love offer. This is going to make you really happy with the 10 of Cups. It is a lot of emotional fulfillment. So let's look at the obstacle, which is you are in isolation, in solitude. You are focused on your healing, rest, and rejuvenation, and it's an obstacle. Not for you, but for someone else. Yeah, it's an obstacle because somebody is going through a very painful ending with deception and betrayal, and they want to message you as if you want to speak to them, because I feel this is the 10 of Swords they put you through. And so they want your sympathy now. I don't think that's going to happen. They're in mental anguish. They're trapped. They're stressed out, and they see you as a gift and a blessing now that they don't have you. Wow. Okay. With fork in the road, the advice, they need to make a decision. They're at a fork in the road. When you come to a fork in the road, you cannot continue on the path. You have to make a decision. And this person's being forced to make a decision. Fork in the road. Tell me about the fork in the road. Oh, this could be about a past decision they made. Yes. So they're being forced to reflect on the past decision they made in regards to you, the Empress energy, man or woman, it doesn't matter. High vibrational, divine feminine energy that is abundant. There's a master manifester, high vibrational, and how it's over. They're being forced to reflect how this one choice changed their entire life in a very negative way. Time to go is the outcome. Time to go. Yeah. You moved on, and since you moved on, the outcome is you healed, and you're having victory and success, and you're calling in a divine partner. That's pretty amazing. Blessed. Since you have made the right decision to move away, to move on, you're being blessed now for this correct decision. Blessed. Yeah. And someone cannot communicate with you. They have no access to your blessings. They are reaping what they have sown. They planted bad seeds. So they're witnessing you being blessed, but they can't partake in it because of the choice that they made, which ended the cycle. And they know this. They know this. So this is no secret to this person. All right, let's see. With a message in a bottle that's on the fence, this person feels defeated, still trying to hold on. They're cold, detached, possibly narcissistic, and they're upset because they can't message you. They can't communicate with you. Message in a bottle on the fence. The supermoon. Yeah, they're in heartbreak because they're blocked from your energy. Okay. So the obstacle is they can't reach you because you're in isolation, solitude, protecting your energy, focused on healing. They're going through a painful ending and want to message you because they're under judgment. And if this person thinks you're going to give them your empathy, your sympathy, you're going to bail them out, they are mistaken. They're delusional and they're thinking. Yeah, they're lying to themselves. Thank you, Spirit. They're lying to themselves. Yeah, you're the Nine of Pentacles. You've built something on your own without this person's help. In fact, this person did everything to try to destroy what you were creating, and here you are. Here you are, which is an obstacle. There is absolutely nothing that you want or need from this person, and they know it. You have stability in your own right. And this person's in mental anguish because they're toxic, and they've chosen to stay toxic. All they can do is watch. With the fork in the road, they're being forced to remember that one decision they made against an empress and why it's over. They missed out big time. Fork in the road. Fork in the road. Yeah. Being forced to remember how juggling you, putting you in a third-party situation for some of you, being this love bomber gaslighter only blocked their life. Yeah. Ego was running the show. And they chose lust over love. And you were a soulmate to them. Not only were you a soulmate, but there were multiple wishes attached to you. And so they're getting the message, the download, that they should have been committed to you. They should have worked with you because you held the blessing, Ace of Pentacles. Instead, they were fed an illusion, took the bait, and chose a karmic. And so you moved on. And God said, okay, now we can do something. Ten of Pentacles. Now we can create a legacy. Now that you're free of toxic energy, I'm going to restore you. Finances, stability, love. I'm going to restore everything in your life. Watch what I can do for you. Collective, watch what I can do for you. With time to go, because you've healed, you're having victory and success, not only in life, but in love. You are aligning with soul connections. And then you got someone here in devil energy, bitter, broke, and lying, slandering you because they're angry that they married a third party and they're mad at you. as if you forced this person to deceive you and go to a third party, as if you tricked them. No, they tricked you and it backfired. It backfired. It blew up in their face. That's what the devil does. The devil guided this person not only to close the cycle with you, to create this cycle closure, but guided them toward a commitment that is nothing but karma, bad luck, loss. It's shameful. Tower. Stuck. Stagnancy. Deception and illusion. This person could be getting bullied. They're taking reckless action, but one thing's for certain, their free will choices have led to an ending with a high vibrational, loving, amazing, abundant being. Collective, that's you. You're being blessed. This person is reaping what they've sown. They cannot communicate based on the free will choices they made. Yeah. And everything is coming to light about the choices they made. God is revealing the truth about how their choices have led them to the path that they're on, a path of utter destruction. Yeah. They wanted to be a player. They wanted to give to multiple people. Now they're sitting there in mental anguish, crying in their beer or whatever, while you're being blessed. You dropped the burden. They were the burden in your life. Yeah. This person refuses to self-reflect about anything that they have done. They are in regret, but they don't reflect on anything. You know, they're only in regret because they're greedy and they didn't receive what they thought they were going to receive. So let's see. This blocked messages has someone feeling defeated. They're still holding on. They're very cold, heartbroken, and blocked, stuck and stagnant. Message in a bottle. Yeah, again, regret, regret, regret. It could be a King of Wands energy, someone that operated from ego, strength, and fear, and now they are in regret. With a time for a nap is the obstacle because they can't reach you. They're going through a painful ending, wanting to message you. They're under judgment, and they're lying to themselves that they think that you are interested in having any type of conversation or helping this person out. You are fine on your own. You're more than fine. You're creating something on your own that's going to prosper if it's not already. And this person's so jealous. They're jealous because they tried in every way to block what you were creating and they couldn't. They're jealous because they feel defeated and made the wrong decision, all because of greed, going into a marriage and this devil energy. They were manipulated and they closed out a cycle or forced a cycle to close out. They did that all on themselves, but they want to project on you and blame you, which whatever, it's not helping them and it's not hurting you. So it doesn't really matter. They're definitely being shown you did this. You can't blame collective. You chose to breadcrumb. You chose to lie. You chose to cheat. You chose to chase money and sex. You lost a high vibrational, abundant, divine being. You wanted to juggle. You wanted to be operating in your ego. So that's what you get. That's on you. Yeah. See, they were trying to keep you from overcoming and moving on from what they were doing to you, but the angel of God stepped in to free you. Look, God, the angel of God stepped in to free you. With time to go, because you've healed, you're moving on to victory and success. You're moving on to aligned soul connections. All this person can do is be angry and bitter because they married a third party, lie about you, cyberbully you. Doesn't matter. You're not interested. You're not affected. You're not concerned. You're not impressed. Time to go. You're moving on to peace. Just moving on to peace. Taking a brand new leap of faith. Moving in a new direction. Keep on walking, collective, because what you're walking toward is what's fated for you, which is building something amazing, creating something that is going to bring in a lot of prosperity and victory because you learn to love yourself, rely on your intuition, and heal. God is protecting you because you're a healer. I love it. Blessed. This person's in deep regret because you're blessed and they're not. Everything's falling apart because they're low vibrational. They're in mental anguish. I think that was the devil. Hold on. Oh, no, it's not the devil. It's the blockage, which is their greed, Four of Pentacles. Their greed. Yeah, there's no wishes coming true for this person. In this karmic dynamic, lovers in reverse, that is toxic and falling apart. You're being blessed and their reality is collapsing. Because they were fed an illusion. Seven of Cups. They are delusional. So it was easy for them to fall for an illusion because that's the baseline for this person's mental capacity. Three of Cups on the fence. The blockage is they went toward a karmic third party. And they're under judgment. Under judgment. All right, let's see what else we need to get. Let me get an angel number real quick for you guys for this super moon that we have. What angel number? So really, it's like God's highlighting your blessings. God is bringing in blessings. He's bringing in aligned partnerships. You're nurturing your connection. You're nurturing your intuition. And this person being forced to see all that's happening in your life, they're also being given clarity by the divine on this is the choice you made. You created your reality. You're accountable. All twos, good vibes. 2222. It says, nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. And that's exactly what I feel is coming. Then we got connection. 1, 2, 3, 4. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favor of your intentions. Wow. I love that. Underneath that's divine timing. All threes. And I saw threes a couple times yesterday. All right. Let's see. I'm going to get some from the Mystic Red Rose just to see. It's the ego that has this person thinking that they have the right to blame you for what they did to you because their choices didn't work out. It's the enemy. It's the devil. It really is. Anything that is outside of the vibration of love is the enemy is responsible. But this person's responsible because they have free will. They chose. You're not out here defending yourself. You're letting people believe whatever they want. If they want to believe this person's lies, well, they're just a non-factor. They're not in your reality, so you don't care. And I feel like it's triggering this person that they can't get a response or a reaction out of you because you truly do not care. When you heal to that point, there is nothing this person could say or do that's going to affect you emotionally in any way. You're just like, whatever. I'm going to live in my bubble, which is amazing, filled with a lot of love, and that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm not focused on dark individuals. I'm just not. I got better things to do with my life. So let's see. What do we need to know about this distorted energy? Could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but like I said, I don't go off the signs. It's more the energy behind the signs. So it's cold, detached, possibly a narcissist. What do we need to know about this person? Yeah, again, talking on the fence. They cannot communicate with you. And it says text, call, or emails, talking more. They can't. It's blocked. This is what's making them so angry. They can't. And it doesn't matter. Even if what they don't understand is you're so evolved and so healed that even if they were able to talk to you, it's not going to get them anywhere. You know who they are. You're not going to be duped. They're not going to be able to scam you, lie, or manipulate, or get you to come back to them. It's not going to happen. Yeah, you're separated, and it's going to stay that way. They could be sadness, in sadness, bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, an uncertain future. They did that. They can be bitter all day long, but they got themselves to blame for that. Yeah, it's over, and the blockage, they don't want it to be over. Well, it's not up to them. They made their choices, and you've made yours. So they only have control over themselves. Yeah, they're a karmic. It's a karmic to you, and they went into a karmic dynamic. And it says resentments on there. Resentments and triggered. They're resentful because they chose a karmic partner, and they're resentful towards you because you wouldn't allow them to play games. You wouldn't allow them to cheat, lie, steal, manipulate. Again, meeting and talking is the blockage. You don't want to talk to this person. They're going to get it eventually. They're self-indulgent. They don't have any self-worth or value. They need to go heal, do shadow work. And you know this. Yeah, outdated thinking. That's in reverse. Whatever mind games they're used to being able to play with people, nothing's working. The old version, the old way they did things, the old system of maniacalism, is that a word? It doesn't work anymore. It don't work. People are seeing the truth about this person. Wow. Yeah, see, this person thought they were going to have abundance, so they stabbed you in the back, threw you under the bus, and it backfired, and they self-sabotaged their relationship for greed, and now you're making healthy choices. You're seeing that is not love. That's not respect. That's not someone you could trust. So you decided to love yourself. And now you have stability and security, growth and endurance, because you're making decisions that are right for you. You're grounded. You're the phoenix rising. That's right. You rose above everything. And you did it from a space of love. Yeah, this person wears a mask. They hide. They pretend. They gaslight. And now they're upset because they were deceived and manipulated by a snake that's just like them. It comes out all the time. Now they're stuck in a relationship with a karmic that is just as toxic as they are. Yeah, they ran out of time. They ran out of time to do the right thing, express love, be honest. They ran out of time. Interested in you, blooming romance, flirting, and want a date, that's blocked. You don't care if they're interested. You don't care what their wants or needs or desires are. You're not bitter. You just don't care. Yeah. You could be putting yourself out there, and this person knows that you're going to meet someone new if you haven't already. And they're a chaser, or they want to chase you. They have a fear of abandonment, and they're codependent. They can never be alone. This is someone that could never live alone. They could never be alone. Why? Because when they're alone, they have to reflect. They have to remember. And they know that they're vile. They know they're evil. And they don't want to sit in their own energy. Yeah. The blockage is it's over. It's over. Cutting out. Stopping the pattern. Silent treatment. It's not a treatment. You don't want to speak to this person ever again. You just don't. They operate in lust. They're heartbroken because they chose to have many options. That's on them. You choose love. And it started with your self-love. So, it is what it is. I just feel like there is a lot of truths with this supermoon coming to light for this person. A reality check. Because this person's been delusional and lying to themselves about everything that occurred. It's all been a bunch of hogwash. Anything to make themselves feel better. But the reality is their life's falling apart and you're being blessed. So it doesn't really matter if they lie to themselves. The results are the results. And you're not in competition. You don't do things with this person in mind. This person, you don't want to think about this person. You don't want to have anything to do with this person. So it's pretty unfortunate for them because they lost an empress. They'll never get another empress, ever. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave this reading here. I am scheduling for the 2nd and 3rd week of October if you are interested. I love you guys so much. I hope that you have an amazing day. I don't know what we're going to call this reading, but we'll see. I will see you for tomorrow's readings. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.